we're off to a really good start. Everybody seems to be happy and chipper, and that's a good thing going into our MBE Summit. So we're excited about that, and we'll talk a little bit about that a little later. But welcome to everyone, and really appreciate everyone being on the call this morning. We have an exciting agenda, and most of you should have received the agenda prior to our meeting, along with other attachments to outline, our discussion for this morning. And we're really grateful to have Greenville Tech as our corporate host for this morning. But before we get into their presentation, I'd just like to ask Crystal, our secretary, if she would, bring forth our minutes, and so that we can get those approved from our last meeting.
Okay, so I sent those out yesterday, I believe, or Monday, but I will get with Margolette, make sure that we both have the same email list. So hopefully anyone who's not getting them will get them next month. Or you guys can reach out to me and let me know if you're not getting them, and I'll get you added to the list. But the minutes from last meeting had some information on the change in the Men of Color Summit. JTech was the host, and Paul Digert was the guest speaker, and had a really good presentation from him. And I think more importantly, we had some good participation from the team members to offer suggestions for what corporate partners can do to increase their minority spend. So I think there was some very good discussion with that. There wasn't an MBE spotlight, but again, Carlos stressed the importance of making that connection and taking advantage of that. So hopefully he'll get a good calendar for next year and get some people to participate. Then we had the CVM SDC updates, specifically around the MBE Summit that's coming up. Everybody should take a look at that, and some events that are coming up in November. The calendar on the website and the newsletter that comes out on Monday. So everybody make sure they're checking that to get all the information. And then we had some really good announcements from group members, I think. So that is the minutes in a nutshell. Do I have approval of the October minutes?
I'll move to accept them.
Was that John Carlos? And second it?
Yes, Ruby.
Okay, thank you.
Great.
And I've talked to a couple of them.
Okay, great. So again, thank you, Crystal, for our minutes. And I would just like to say we are, again, grateful to have Greenville Tech to be our corporate host. And today we have a presentation from Jennifer L. Moorfield, who is Associate Vice President for Economic Development and Corporate Training at Greenville Technical College. And at this time, I'm just going to turn it over to Crystal to introduce our speaker. And the next voice you'll hear will be from Jennifer Moorfield.
All right, thanks, Jerry. As Jerry said, Jennifer is our Associate VP of Economic Development and Corporate Training. She's responsible for the day-to-day operations of continuing education division here at Greenville Tech, and we serve about 9,600 students a year. She's an experienced higher education administrator and an expert in organizational effectiveness and change management, and she has over 25 years experience providing coaching, facilitation, training, and leadership services to business and industry. Her organizational roles have included department head for quality and organizational effectiveness, adjunct faculty here at Greenville Tech, principal consultant at Triad Consulting, and senior director of human resources at Dynegy. Jennifer's project experience includes managing change initiatives, team design and implementation, coaching frontline supervisors, plant managers, and CEOs, facilitating strategic planning sessions, and serving as project manager for team implementation, redesign, and reorganization efforts. Her work has assisted Fortune 500 companies in achieving significant cost reductions, increased profitability, improved safety records, and process improvements. Jennifer's attention to detail, focus on results, and ability to translate vision into action has assisted organizations like Greenville Tech, Caterpillar, Allied Signal, ADM, Amoco Performance Products, Boone Hospital, and Illinois Power in realizing their business objectives. Her coaching assignments with employees and executives have assisted many individuals and organizations in achieving their career and business objectives. So without further ado, I'm going to let Jennifer tell you what Greenville Tech has to offer that I think can help both our corporate partners and individuals for growth and development. Thanks, Jennifer.
Thanks, Crystal. Wow, that sounded pretty impressive. I didn't think you were going to read the whole thing. So 25 years of experience, that still hits me because each and every day I love coming to work and I love the work that we do here at Greenville Tech. And it's hard to believe that I've been in this role now for 8 years. So it's my pleasure to speak to you all this morning and tell you just a little bit about what we do here at the college and perhaps some offerings that we might have that would better suit you. In preparing for today, I was looking at your organization and some of the pillars for your organization, which were certification, development, connectivity, and advocacy. And I think those are such important pillars. And those pillars resonated with me because we have equal pillars here at the college, but then across the state, we have some pillars that the governor and the president of the technical college system has given us. And those are communicate, collaborate, and cooperate. So I hope that today is the beginning of a future relationship for all of us and a relationship that you could have with Greenville Tech to better support either your needs, your employees' needs, or those that you work with. So as Crystal said, in the continuing education side of the house, we serve roughly 9,600 students a year. We serve those same amount of students on the academic side. So basically, we're an institution of around 20,000. A lot of the work that we do in continuing education is with corporate partners, as Crystal identified. We specialize in going out and helping business and industry conduct needs analysis so that we can better understand what they need in terms of consulting services, training and development, and then we can build out customized programming. In the continuing ed division, we have 6 primary departments, from culinary to healthcare to skilled trades to business and leadership, quality improvement, environmental health and safety. So our book of business really runs the gamut so that we can support business and industry in a number of ways. We may go out and start working with a client just to help them do some asbestos or lead training, or I see Chef here. We also do serve safe training. We have a culinary hospitality institute where we do quick job training, where we can build the skills of those frontline workers who want to enter hospitality. So what we basically do is we try to look at the unemployment rate, which in Greenville County right now, we're about 4.3%. And I'm sure that that's probably, I think we have folks on here from all over the East Coast, correct? The Carolinas and Virginia. So, you know, that unemployment rate is pretty, I would say, standard right now in the Carolinas. Virginia, I'm not as familiar with Virginia unemployment rate right now, but, you know, basically when there's low unemployment rate, that means everybody's working. Right? And those people that are working, what we do here at the college is we try to determine how can we help the people that are working improve their skills, their wage progression, or prepare them for an opportunity for promotion. So when I think about our work, it really is 3 buckets. We help employers to recruit employees, and we do that through our apprenticeship program and our technical scholars program. We pull those students from our academic programs, creating that pipeline. The next thing we help you all do is we help corporations retain employees, and that's where our training and development comes in and the customized training. And then we also help you think about in terms of succession planning. As you're growing, as you're developing, what do you need in terms of skills and people and processes to support that growth? So as I mentioned, we're all about workforce development in the continuing education side of the house. In South Carolina, there are 16 technical colleges. We fall under the technical state tech system. And so one thing that we are able to do, particularly in the CE side of the house, is we collaborate with our peers at each of the 15 sister schools so that we can share resources, whether that's curriculum, instructors, processes, best practices. And so we really try to leverage that network, as I'm sure you all try to leverage your network with each other in this group. So that's what we do here at Greenville Tech. One program I do want to highlight for you is our Quick Jobs program, and that's a number of programs that can be taken in 90 days or less. The majority of those programs are funded either through foundation scholarships through the Greenville Tech Foundation, or we have two pipelines right now for state funding, the Governor's Emergency Education Relief Fund, as well as Workforce Pathway Scholarships. And so what we do is we can fund training up to $4,500 per student. In many instances, we're able to pay for the entire cost of the training and get these folks back to work or in a new career very quickly. One program that we're very excited about, we saw the need and demand for truck drivers. As you all know, being in procurement and supply chain, you know, that industry has taken a huge hit. So the pandemic actually resulted in that industry being impacted, people losing jobs, quitting jobs, no certified truck drivers available. And so we quickly moved our truck driver training program from the academic side of the house to continuing ed, and we are able to fund that program 100%. So since moving the program over in May, we have trained and certified 61 new truck drivers who are now out there on the road helping to support the supply chain. We have 55 more in the pipeline that we will train before the end of the year. We have 11 more pending their final exam. So that's what we do. And that story, whether we're talking about the culinary hospitality industry and your industry, chef, has taken a huge hit too. Here in Greenville, we have a shortage of workforce, so we're trying to develop more quick job programs to, you know, support our hospitality industry here. But that's what we do. And I know that the technical college system in North Carolina has the same focus as we do, which is on workforce development. And I'm certain Virginia does as well. I'm just not as familiar with the state of Virginia. So I don't want to talk too much, do information overload. I would like to just allow some time, if we have a few minutes, Crystal, for questions. Anybody have any questions about the work that we do, the college, our community, the programs we offer?
Hey, Jennifer, this is Carlo White. I lead WH Trucking, and I'm feeling very much what you're talking about as far as the driver crunch. I was wondering, do you have a direct contact that if I wanted to get involved in being a part of your feeder program, maybe being a resource to where I would like to recruit your top drivers coming out, possibly could come and look at being a part of our organization, who would I reach out to?
That would be our department head for that area, and her name is Jessica Allendorf, and that is 250-8183, or you can reach her at jessica.allendorf@gvltec.edu.
GVLTEC.edu.
.edu. Yes.
All right.
And we would appreciate the partnership. We have folks in your field contact us, you know, looking for students, looking for drivers. We would love to have that partnership.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jennifer. This is Ruby Bennett. I just want to say thank you for that presentation. And I just wanted to also recognize Crystal to help supporting interchange staffing services through the South Carolina state contract. And she do referrals not just for Greenville Tech, but all the universities around in the upstate. And so we have people there, and I really appreciate her support and you all support with interchange staffing. I was interested in, you said, a quick job program where I guess you have people there. I'm always looking for more people, qualified people to do jobs. And I have I have more jobs available than I have people. So I need to really get with you on trying to recruit. You mentioned that as well.
Absolutely, Ruby. So let me give you two names, and you may have met these individuals in the community, but Stephanie Sherman is our director of Quick Jobs, and Sammy Stroud is our director for our Returning Citizens program. And so I do want to highlight that program. We started that program in May during the pandemic. We were able to start receiving folks into the program. I think we've been at it a year now. So to date, we have served 121 returning citizens, and we have a 95% placement rate for those individuals in jobs. So Sammy would, I know, appreciate the conversation, Ruby, and the opportunity to look at what types of jobs you have available with what types of employers, and if they would be willing to work with that population.
Okay, thank you. And Sammy's last name again?
Stroud.
Stroud. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Jennifer, thank you so much for the presentation and being here today. This is Chef Maria. I'm down here in the corner. I wanted to just tell you a little bit about the focus of my business. I heard what you said about the culinary industry, and I don't know if I can avail my services to you or not, so I'll throw this out there and see if it's a fit. But what I started doing since the pandemic hit is I started focusing on private virtual baking experiences. It's just a really more elegant way to say a baking class, except it sounds more elegant. And I've been doing those for corporate partners, corporations, private groups, and I've also opened up a branch to offer it to kids, mostly teens and tweens. So that's where I've been focusing my energy right now. So I don't know if anything, I wanted to explain that because I don't know if anything you're doing really gels with, the direction I'm heading right now. So I wanted to toss it out there and see what you thought.
Well, I would love to have a deep dive conversation with you. As I mentioned, the Culinary Hospitality Institute, it actually opened in September of COVID. And so we did not have the technology fully in place to quickly pivot like you're doing with the virtual experiences. So we've just finally upfitted the studio. That's happening this week, where we're getting the technology to be able to do that. But one thing that we do focus on, Chef Maria, we use a lot of adjunct instructors and we value partnerships. So as I heard you describe your virtual experience, the first thought that came to mind is we do culinary camps for kids in the summer. And those have been live, in person, and virtual. I will tell you, the virtual, it worked, but to have somebody who is comfortable in that modality and confident, I mean, I can tell you have a confident on-screen presence. I would love to talk to you about how we could partner and do some type of partnership agreement for you to deliver your programming either in conjunction with us, co-sponsored with us. But the summer camps really hit me as the first opportunity.
Okay, I will email you this afternoon and we'll set up a time to talk more. I'd love that.
That would be great. And then the name that I just provided, earlier, Jessica Allendorf, who is over truck driver training, she also gets to do summer camps too. So she's got an eclectic book of business there.
Okay.
But she's got a good team. So yeah, shoot me an email and we'll set up a time to have a conversation. And are you in the Greenville area?
No, ma'am. I
Okay.
am actually physically in Huntersville, but I'm outside in the Lake Norman area.
Yeah,
Lake
I know
Norman, Charlotte.
exactly. Yeah. I
Mhm.
grew up near Charlotte. So yeah, Lake Norman's beautiful.
It is. It is.
Too
Excellent. Thank you.
busy. Too busy now, but still beautiful.
Jennifer, we had a question in the chat from Elise Guy, and she asked if there's a technical clusters program available at Greenville Tech. She said APC is accepting applicants for the APC Education Scholarship for individuals that will be a student in the fall of 2022 in the IT Career Clusters program. This is open to anyone. If this is something you have, who would you share the opportunity with?
So it's Elise, it's IT, right?
Right.
Okay, so that would be on the academic side of the house. And that the dean over that school is Michelle Bird, BYRD. Same email format that I provided before, michelle.byrd. Or Crystal, if you could put it in the chat. I'm sorry, I can't talk and do the chat at the same time. But I would start with her because they not only have diploma programs over there, but they have certificate programs, which are sort of like a condensed 12-week program. So
Right.
she would be better able to direct you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'll send her that over and where people can apply as well. So
Okay, and then I think Phil Cluley is the associate program director over technology, I believe.
perfect. Okay, thank you so much.
You're
Great
welcome.
presentation.
Oh, thank you.
Jennifer, I
Yes, sir.
had a question, and again, I really appreciate your presentation. And magic actually does happen in the ring meeting, so you're passing on some real good gems for our members. But as you were talking about trucking, I'd seen where there is beginning to be more gender diversity among truck drivers, given everything that's going on. I was wondering, are you seeing that with the training that you're currently doing?
Yes, we totally are. So this is an interesting story. We have a colleague here at the college whose daughter has devoted really her career to being in the medical profession. As you can imagine, due to the global pandemic, the stress, the fatigue, the work hours, she was just really sort of at a loss. What do I want to do? I want a new career. She has always loved to drive. She loves to take road trips. She's loved to camp. So guess what? She's in our cohort. And one of our local companies here in Greenville, they are really focusing on that gender diversity with their fleet of trucks. And so they're really coming to the table. And so, yes, we are seeing more women, not only in truck driver training, but also in the skilled trades area. So there was a program that the state tech developed with some of the skilled trades agencies and organizations like yourself here. I mean, associations, and they put together, and it was actually with Chamber of Commerce, and it's a bus. And Crystal, I don't know if you were able to see that when it was here on campus, but basically they just drive it around, sort of like the Oscar Mayer Wiener car. They drive this flashy thing around and they just show up in areas, and you go in and it's all about skilled trades. And all of the marketing is gender diverse marketing, so that you see women engineers, you see women welders. I was out at our welding lab a couple weeks ago, and one of our lead instructors is a lady. And so I made the mistake. This is wrong. But I asked the dean. I said, "Oh, is she a student?" And he's like, no, she's the lead instructor. And I'm like, yes, this is awesome. So, we're seeing it across the board, Jerry, in some of these, fields that have been traditionally dominated by men. So it's
Awesome.
exciting.
That's great to hear. Absolutely. Absolutely. Any more questions? This has been a
Yeah,
great presentation.
I have a question. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Jerry, you kind of, got it out my brain. You started to talk about diversity. Jennifer, great presentation. My name is Allison Moore. I'm a comedian. In fact, I was a part of the most recent BOC conference. And so with my comedy, I'm a comedian, but I'm a speaker, and my profession was human resources before I started to do comedy, but that's a whole nother situation. But as a result, and especially with the pandemic, I've been able to do a lot, support my corporate clients with morale boosting content, but most recently, a lot of DEI content. So when Jerry started to talk about, diversity, I was like, oh man, thanks, Jerry. That was a great alley-oop. So I just wanted to know if, I know that you all are doing the trucking in that space, but is there any opportunity there for diversity, equity, and inclusion type content? So what I have is a video series where I do a 10-minute coffee break. We have content, it's team building exercises, videos. And our first series right now, conversations about race at work, but I'm about to move into the LGBTQ plus community, as well as, working with disabilities and women at work. So I'm really interested in knowing if there's a space there, and if so, how could I connect?
Absolutely. So I think here at the college, there's two ways that you can connect. One, connect with me, because in our business and leadership division, which we have a department head over, we have companies ask us for diversity training, equity and inclusion training quite frequently. We do not have that in-house. So we're always going outside to third-party vendors. So definitely reach out. And then the second opportunity I think you have here at the college is Wendy Walden is our Associate Vice President for Executive Affairs. She is also our Chief Diversity Officer. And she has started a series that, I don't know, Crystal, if you've been listening to them, but Courageous Conversations. And that's where we tackle these difficult topics or uncomfortable topics.
Yes.
So the last two conversations have been around LGBTQ. We've actually had, folks from that space participate in the conversation. We've been able to engage and ask questions. So your series sounds like that might be a wonderful tag on to the foundation that she's already laid.
Yes, it does. It sounds like, with some of my topics are like microaggressions, equity versus equality, like I said, race at work. So definitely. And then I'm pushing into, pronouns and how to ask or how to overcome, like what you said, you say, hey, is she a student? It's like, so how do we get through those cringe moments? But being a clean comedian, I'm trying to add a little levity to that uncomfortable conversation, still with depth. So I'm really excited. So does she have an email, or did you already? Oh, no, it's right here. Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah, thank you, Crystal.
I've been trying to put all the emails into the chat for everybody who's asking, but I can also send those out in an email later.
Okay, great.
Crystal. And I will tell you this, being a former HR executive, two things that got me through: humor and Malanta. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to add that to my joke.
Oh, wait, three, and Chardonnay. And Chardonnay. Is that still a clean joke? Is that still a clean joke?
It is still a clean joke, because I gotta tell my audiences I don't curse. That's what makes it clean, because you don't use profanity on stage. Now, what you do off of stage is your business. Thanks, Dominique.
Jennifer, Karen Johnson had a question in the chat that says, are you interested in gamification, video animation, mobile learning, etc.?
Sure. I mean, I don't even know what all that is. Let me call my 13-year-old nephews and find out what that is, and I'll get back to you. No, I'm kidding. Sure. I mean, I'm thinking summer camps. I'm thinking summer camps again. We do have a relationship with a company called Black Rocket, and they are able to do virtual summer camps for us, around gaming and creating your own video games and that sort of thing. But yes, we're always looking for new ideas, partners. Remember, I talked about collaboration and meeting the needs of the community and the state. And so, any information that you all share with me, I am actually president of the Chief Continuing Education Officers Peer Group for the state, and I will be glad to pass on to my peers because we're always sharing best practices. Why reinvent the wheel, right?
Absolutely. Any more questions for Jennifer? This has been great, and we don't mind running over a little bit because we don't have a MBE spotlight for our meeting today, and so this has been a wonderful conversation. Any other questions for Jennifer?
Not a question, but Jennifer, this is Dominique Milton. I just want to thank you for being here and thank you for relevant material that translates into jobs. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for the positive feedback. It's been my pleasure to be with you all this morning. Wonderful to see happy, smiling faces. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Jennifer.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Great. Wonderful presentation. And again, thank you, Crystal, for selecting Jennifer. This was great. I think a lot of good information for all of our partners, both corporate as well as MBE. So thank you again. At this point on the agenda, we'll have a report from our MBEIC chair, Carlo White. So Carlo, any updates you want to share with the group?
Yes. So look forward to next ring meeting, having Ron Harvey of Global Core Strategies Consultants to join us and present to us from the Midlands. Also, to all MBE, 2022 is wide open. So please take advantage of this. I know there have been, as if someone said, that magic happens, never always sometimes tell who's in the group, whether it be corporate, whether it be MBE, whether it be individual that can take advantage of your services. So always take advantage of these opportunities. You can reach out to me at Carlo, CARLO, at whtrucks.com. Please reach out and let me know if you want January, February, March. It's all there for the taking. So also wanted to highlight and make sure that every MBE here knows and take advantage of the MBE Summit that's coming up on November the 8th and 9th. The summit will be virtual, 2 half-day work sessions to show we value your time, but also give you some great content. The one thing I'm excited about is the MBE to MBE connection session, to where it will be an hour and a half to 2 hours of connecting MBE to MBE. And for most of us as MBEs, when I came up in sales, they said that basically if you hunt elephants, you'll starve to death if you just hunt elephants. But if you hunt rabbits, you'll eat, and every now and then you'll stumble up on the elephant. And so we have to go MBE to MBE and try to increase our business spend with each other, and let's eat. And then all of a sudden we stumble up on the big guys, the big elephants, and take one of those down separately or even together as we build confidence to joint venture with one another. So this MBE to MBE connection, I think we can do better in that as just an organization. And this it starts and continues here. And so let's engage in that. Also, there will be a 5 industry panel that provides opportunities. The 5 sectors will be government, finance, retail, manufacturing, healthcare. And so in these panels, now, these are going to be panels. We always visit panels, but the one thing I like about these panels, they have some specific objectives to get some information out to us. One is we want to know what each company is going to be sourcing in the next 1 month to 18 months. And so hopefully that information will come out in those panels. Also, the prime suppliers that feed into those bigger companies, the 20, 25 companies that'll be on those panels. Those companies revealing their prime suppliers that we can engage with as MBE. Also, have to connect with them. So these will be more of your elephants. How can you connect with them? So we will go rabbit hunting, we will go elephant hunting, but at the end of the day, we will be hunting for business at this MBE summit. And so here's probably the best news out of all. All certified MBEs are admitted free or welcome to come and participate, because a part of this core mission of CVMSDC is to develop, is to connect, is to be advocates for us as MBEs. So let's take advantage of it. Please sign up, and then please tell other MBEs about it. So that's my time, Jerry.
Awesome. Great overview, Carlo. And again, thank you for all that you do representing MBEs for the council, as well as, soliciting MBEs to spotlight, for 2022. And so we're looking for you to step up to the plate and fill the roster. And again, you may have stolen some of Dominique's thunder with talking about the MBE Summit, but at this time, we're going to turn it over to Dominique to talk about updates from CVMSDC.
Thank you, Carlo. No, he didn't steal the thunder. We need to hear it from the MBEs, and the MBIC chairs are our moderators for the event. So we could not be happier with the lineup that you see on the screen, the 20 companies that you see there on the screen that Carlo just went through, the industries. Those are the companies that are going to be present. So I don't know when you can spend 2 half days and meet 20 companies. That'd be a lot of individual meeting planning that you'd have to do to meet these companies. And so we are bringing them all to you in 5 different segments. You can pop into the segment that you want to attend. But really, to start the day, as Carlos said, you need to be at the MBE to MBE Connect session. There is going to be a phenomenal speaker. She works with Robert Smith, the billionaire, and they're going to be talking about how they are unveiling a new fund for MBEs. And so you want to be there to hear about that fund. And then we kick off the rest of MBE Summit with another dynamic keynote speaker who's going to drop some gems for how you really retool and prepare your business to grow. So I can't wait for you to hear her. As Carlos said, it's free. So there's no excuse for anyone, right, Jerry? There's no excuse, right?
No excuse.
And then what we didn't touch on was the next generation of our work session is going to happen that night. So on the evening of the 8th, we always want to welcome our students, high school students, college students, graduate students, to learn about entrepreneurship as a career opportunity. And Jerry Knighton has a fabulous speaker who is going to be kicking that off. And he is a John Maxwell certified speaker. He's an entrepreneur. He has a book. Jerry's giving the book away for free for those people who sign up early. And so we encourage you to get all the students that you know to this event, share it with your alumni association, share it with your children, and get them to the table. Jerry, anything you want to add there?
No, well, yes, a couple of things. Just, again, encouraging you to get that information out. There is a registration, so students do need to register, but there is no charge. We sent out that information with our meeting information, our Upstate Ring information. So there's a link, or you can just go to the CVMSDC website, but there's a flyer that if you're just kind of sending it out, just send it out to those individuals who may be interested, and they can click on the link on the flyer and it'll take them to the registration page. Again, it's going to be from 6 to 8 in the evening on Monday, this coming Monday. And again, we're really excited. LaSonia Berry is also going to do a workshop. Again, the building blocks of how you start your business. And again, we're just trying to inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs. And so if you know of high school students, college age students who are interested, we'd love to have them participate in our program. And then the last thing, we'll be kind of teeing up, our next gen pitch contest. And so Kim Gardner will be sharing information on that, giving them information on how they can participate in that as well. So again, really looking for, an exciting time, and looking forward to hearing Troy McClain speak.
Awesome. Thank you, Jerry. And thank you for being the title sponsor. Everyone on this call should be registered as soon as we hang up. If you're not registered already, please go through that registration process. If you're not a certified MBE, there's just a nominal fee. I would think $49 to register. But also, I dropped in the chat. So we have so many events coming up and so many training sessions coming up. I dropped them in the chat. I would suggest that this is how I work my calendar. Every Sunday night, I just plan for the week. If you check your calendar, our calendar, every Sunday night, you can plan for your activities for the week. And so today we have a construction session, which is live in person in Charleston with Brownstone, who just won some contracts to build some schools. So they're looking for subcontractors. If you can't be there in person, just still reach out to us so we can connect you. Tomorrow, we have a session with Santee Cooper that is going to be virtual. If you want to do business with Santee Cooper, just learn what they're looking for, please sign up for that session. And then you heard about the MBE Summit, the 8th and the 9th. Then we have another session that has not been talked about yet that every MBE can attend. It is called R3, and it's a quick training program. It's 3 different sessions, 2 hours each, to look at new ways in which you can market your business and retool for 2022. So more information coming out on that. That will be free, but you just need to register for it. There's certain criteria that you have to fulfill. And then if you have not been to a developmental program this year, the Sunoco program is launching on the 18th of November. So those are the big events that we have coming up. I want to kick it to Greg to see if Greg has anything he wants to add in terms of new corporate members. Greg, do you?
No, I think you hit everything that we wanted to really focus on right now. We are really focusing on making sure that these events are available for everyone and ready for you to attend. So Dominique mentioned a number of them, so I think we're good.
All right. Thank you so much, Greg. And Greg and his team did a phenomenal job getting that lineup of corporations for MBE Summit. Thank you so much. Debbie, anything that you want to share that I might have missed?
Thank you so much, Dominique. Thank you to everybody on the ring call today. Carlo covered everything for MBE Summit. So thank you so much. You went through the agenda perfectly. I hope that everyone who is on the call will register. And remember to sign up for the newsletter so that you can stay abreast of all of the events that we have coming up and those grant opportunities as well. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you. And last but not least, Margilette can give us an update on upcoming pre-certs and any trainings. Margilette?
Thank you, Dominique. Good morning, everybody. Yes, so our next pre-certification, because this is going to be a short month due to Thanksgiving, our next pre-certification and post-certification will be held on November the 17th. So if we have any minority business owners who are not yet certified with CVMSCC, we definitely invite you to join and learn more about us, who we are, what we do, and how we can advocate for you. And that's all I have for now. And I'll be looking forward to getting with Crystal so that I can give you updates on your MBEs.
All right, I think that is it. Are there any team members who have something else they want to cover?
Well, I also want
to, go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Dominique, fresh off the press here. Speaking of Clemson, tomorrow there's a subcontractor outreach event with Clemson and Brasville and Gorey. It goes tomorrow, November 4th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. And it's a really good opportunity for MBEs to attend. And it is pertaining to the Clemson University Stadium renovation project. So, and we sent flyers out as a newsletter. So just a reminder.
Awesome catch, Larry. Thank you so much. Marjorie, back to you.
Great. I put in the chat, but I just also want to say that, we normally have the MBE to MBE connection every first Friday. It is going to be held during MBE Summit. And as Carla was saying, go there and hunt your rabbits, right? So I just want to make sure that we'll be back on target in December for the first Friday. So if you have already registered for this Friday, you will be getting information from me saying that it's going to be held during MBE Summit. We want to make sure that everybody knows when it's going to be for this month. That's all.
All right. Thank you so much. Satrina, are you there? Do you have anything? Okay, so Carla, all I want to know is that an original quote or is it an African proverb? Because I'm about to start hunting. I'm going to start using that. That hunting of the rabbit thing is great. I love it.
That's what my sales manager told me as I was about to go hungry. He said, "Hey man, you need to get to some rabbit hunting."
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, thank you. Back to you, Jerry.
Great, great. Thank you all so much. Great meeting, great presentation, great sharing of information. Looking forward to the MBE Summit. Really excited. Encourage everybody to register. It's going to be a great time, a great opportunity to receive good information. I wanted to talk real quickly about 2022. We've got one more meeting in December. And glad to have Floor, who is our corporate host, that will be hosting our meeting in December. And I think I see Mia on the call. Mia is back with us, and glad to have her. I don't know if Mia, you want to say anything, but I did get a message from Kenyon. He said that he wasn't going to be on the call today, but that you all are looking forward to hosting in December. And so, Mia, do you want to say anything to the group? Don't want to put you on the spot.
Hi, Jerry. Hey, Jerry,
Hi.
just so you know, last meeting I was actually here, but I was called in and I couldn't get off mute. So thanks for the shout out last meeting. Just a pleasure to be back with you guys and support all of you. We are looking forward to hosting the December meeting. Myself, Annie Lidge, and Clarissa Biddle will be on the line. So I am here to support you guys today, tomorrow, the next day, next month. So feel free to reach out to me, re-engage. I see a lot of familiar names. So just happy to be back supporting the ring. Thank you.
We're so happy to have you back.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. I'm looking forward to doing some great work. So we got a lot of good things coming up and we'll share it next month with some new projects going on at Floor. So thanks, Jerry. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I will be, and I'm hoping this will be okay. We'll be sending out our agenda for 2022 in December, with the outline of corporate hosts who will be hosting our meetings. I'm assuming that we'll, for the time being, continue in the virtual format. Looking at Dominique for direction on that. And if that's the case, we'll just wait until we get direction that we'll start, hopefully sometime in the future, face to face. But what I'll do, unless you have a burning desire to host in January, or which month you want to host, just send me an email to let me know. But what I may just do is just send out to our corporates the outline that we had from the previous year. And if you want to kind of switch up and take different months, we can arrange that. But I'd like to get that agenda formalized by our next meeting in December, so that we can send that out to everyone and we'll know who is going to host our meeting in January. So hopefully that will be a good plan going forward.
Jerry, I just dropped in the chat. We don't need a meeting in March and we don't need one. I put April, but I meant to say August, because March is going to be annual meeting and pro forum, and August is going to be BOC, our 45th anniversary. So we'll get you some save the dates out there for that. But those 2 months, you don't need meetings.
Okay, great. I appreciate that, Dominique. So again, thank you. Any questions, comments? I did want to bring up one other thing, but I want to entertain any comments or questions that anybody might have at this point.
Yeah, I just, you had mentioned earlier on that if you had not gotten some of those flyers or been on the email list, I'm not on the email list, so because I didn't get some of that information. And I didn't have Crystal's email to let her know, so I don't know if you want to just put that on, and then I can always email you if that's okay.
Absolutely. Crystal, if you would just make that note. Awesome. Anyone else, any other announcements or comments anyone else has?
Yeah, so I put in the chat, I'm not sure if everybody read it, but this is the perfect forum to invite new MBEs to understand what we do, to invite new corporate partners to understand what we do. Hubble came about because we invited them, right? Most of our new corporate partners come because our members here invite them. Someone can come to this ring meeting for 2 sessions. before they have to become a member, but this is the perfect forum to see how our small roundtable works, small and mighty roundtable. So I just want to put that out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, announcements?
I have one question. I was just curious about the Clemson event that I think Larry mentioned is going on tomorrow. Where can we register for that? Or is it a need for registration?
Yes, and it comes from Brassville and Glory. It's their event. They're the CM at Risk firm that is going to be working on that project. I can make sure, and this is Elise, I can make sure that I get that information to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Any other questions? Great, great. I did want to mention this, and it came from a conversation I had with Louise. Normally, if we weren't in the pandemic, we would, all get together and, see each other face to face. And it's coming up on the holidays, Christmas. I know Louise often would have an event at BMW, and we'd all just kind of gather and just have a social, reception or a good time. And I wanted to pose that, to the organization, again, outside of our normal ring meetings. But if the Upstate group would like to get together and have a, social distance, safe opportunity to get together and see each other face to face for the holidays, let me know. I know a lot of our corporate spaces are not allowing individuals to come on their campus and that kind of thing. We do have a conference center, at Clemson. We do still have some events. We social distance and all of that. But again, we don't want to invest in the time and effort to do that unless we've got individuals who want to actually do that. And so if you're interested in something like that, I know, we have a really good ring. We hadn't really been together, in person in a while. And so if you're interested in doing something like that, just let me know. And we'll try to, plan something, just a little reception or get together that is in a convenient location that we can social distance and wear our mask and do whatever we need to do, but be able to, commune with one another. And so if you're interested, just send me an email and let me know, and we'll get working on that. Any questions, comments on that piece? Okay. If not, I think we're about 7 minutes left, and I want to be able to give you some time back. I know we're all busy people, and if there are no other questions or comments, we'll adjourn the meeting at this time and give you some time back to do what you need to do.
Thank you.
All right. Wonderful
Great
meeting.
Thank
you, Crystal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great meeting.
Thanks for the invite, Debbie.
Bye-bye.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you.